Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of
Well, great morning, everybody. This is Elder Roz. So excited again about another day that the Lord has given to us. This is the day the Lord has made. And you know what? We only have two options. That's to rejoice and to be glad in it. And I'm glad on this morning for the breath of life. I'm glad to be alive, having the activity of my limbs. God is so good, y'all. So I pray that you all had a wonderful weekend. I had a great weekend, restful, spending time with my family. I tell you, I'm just enjoying the precious moments that he has given to us. So on this morning, we are excited. We are here in our Let's Live radio studio. Shout out to DJ Kelly Fresh behind the scenes, making it happen. I thank God for her. And even Sonia, look, our team is growing and we are excited on today. But I'm at the table on today. I have a wonderful young lady that I've had the pleasure of coming into contact with just recently. And I tell you, she has a powerful testimony on this morning. So listen, before we get deep into it, I want you to go ahead and tag somebody, text somebody, wake somebody up, tell them, listen, Rose Table Talk is on this morning, and you don't want to miss it. But on this morning, I have a young lady, as I said, that she's come into my pathway. In the past couple of weeks, she reached out to me, and we had a wonderful conversation on yesterday. And she has a powerful story of how she's overcome. So I want you to say good morning to my guest, Miss Erica Roberts. Good morning, Miss Erica.
Good morning. Good
How
morning.
are you
Thanks
today?
for having me. I'm good. I can't complain.
No, we're not complaining. We are not complaining. So I'm
Because
so
who's
glad.
going to listen if we complain?
That's right. That's right. Because we're not listening. No complaining.
no complaining. Not today. Not today.
So glad to have you here at the
Thank you
table
so
on
much.
this
Thank
morning.
you so much.
Why don't you go ahead and tell the people a little bit about who Erica Roberts is?
Oh, Erica is a sister.
Mm-hmm. She's
A
a
daughter.
sister, y'all.
A daughter to two wonderful parents. God bless my daddy's soul. My mama that I love dearly. My brother that works by dirt sometimes. We 13 years apart, which is a blessing. I'm an auntie.
Mm-hmm. You're a businesswoman.
I'm a great auntie and I'm
Yeah.
a business lady.
Yes.
I just I made the decision, and I'm a caretaker for my mother.
Okay.
So I made the decision of being on my job 14 years to quit to take care of my mom.
So you're a caregiver as
Yes,
well.
I am.
And shout out to all the caregivers. I do
Yes.
understand that, me being in the same situation. It's not 24/7, but I am my mom's caregiver.
Yeah,
and,
I'm 24/7.
Yeah, so shout out to you, and I commend you for that.
Thank
because
you.
that definitely have a new found appreciation for
Oh,
that.
yes, yes,
yeah, I
yes,
found
it
myself
is.
in that position to
Yes.
to care for my mom. But it is also a wonderful opportunity. So I'm grateful God
And,
chose me to be
yes.
able to do that. So I pray your strength, because I do know that is a lot.
It is.
So in between that, so you worked on a job, you said, for how many years?
14 years.
For 14 years.
Yes.
And you walked off to take care of mom.
Yep, I
But,
did.
we're in this situation here, but here you are now at the table. And we met because you reached out to me. You are, you're also an author. So
I'm
I
an
want you all to
author.
know she's an author. We're sitting here with 3 books on the table. We're going to dive into that. But one thing that I love about it, is this your very first one here?
Yes, The Journey is my first baby.
So The Journey, which was published in
November 24th.
November 20. Okay.
Oh, last year.
Of last year. So
Yes, it's a year.
so 1 year. So her first book is The Journey. But I want to talk about this
The Journey.
journey.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about a couple of things. What made you want to write the book, and how did you come up with the title of The Journey?
Once upon a time, I never wanted to tell my story.
Okay.
And I had the opportunity to speak at the 100 Daughters of King.
Okay.
And I felt like I met a young lady that was taking care of her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I needed to tell my story, because in my book, I talk about how I stopped breathing on my mama twice.
Okay.
Because I was diagnosed with asthma at the age of 6 months. And
Wow, 6 months.
yes,
Okay.
I was 6 months old when I was diagnosed with asthma.
Okay.
Stopped breathing twice on my mama. And during that time, I lost oxygen to my brain.
Mm-hmm.
So in the 4th grade, I've come to realize that I couldn't read. It wasn't that I couldn't read. I wasn't comprehending
You weren't comprehending
what I
yeah.
was reading.
Okay.
So that was one of my major setbacks in school.
So when you so at that moment when you said you stopped breathing twice, did the doctors I know sometimes they label or say different things. Did they say you would have challenges?
They
or
never told my mama that I was going to have challenge, but I still had asthma.
But you knew that something was going on. So
yes.
did you notice it? So I know you said, okay, in the 4th grade, you realized, wait a minute.
Something
you
wasn't-
realized something wasn't clicking,
And
basically.
then I had a teacher,
Okay.
Miss Weber,
Uh-huh.
and she told my mama, she said, I think a girlfriend not reading.
Okay.
Girlfriend remembering everything.
You know what? I love teachers but that's a teacher because, I'm not saying everyone, but the one that
She
will
was-
take that time to notice
Right.
something's not right.
And that's what she told my mom. She said, I think girlfriend remembering everything that we talk about. So what she did was
Wow.
in school, they used to give us these little books that
Okay.
they used to make.
Right.
And
Yes,
she
yes.
would give my mama she would give us the books that she read in class.
Right.
So when I get home, I could read that book because I was remembering everything
So
she
you really were. So you
Yes.
were remembering.
And
So you felt like, were you So your teacher told
the
your
one.
mom, but were you afraid to take? Did you think like I'm scared, like something's not right, I'm not understanding? Like did what? I mean, you're in the 4th grade, so I don't know
I
what
think
that
I
age is.
kinda,
What were you thinking? Can you remember like how you were feeling? Were you feeling ashamed, or were you feeling?
I was feeling ashamed because the teacher would say, "Oh, read this part."
Okay.
And I always studied, or I was like, "Oh, well, I don't feel like it."
Oh,
I would
wow.
kind of
So you could
derail it,
tell
like,
something. Yeah, yeah,
no, I
yeah.
don't feel like it. But I always was that person that I can remember everything. So I use my memory. So I said, I'm gonna use this, and thinking it's just gonna pass. It's something that I feel like it was gonna pass.
So how many years did you do that? Cause
not even much, the whole 4th grade. My teacher.
Because I guess she said
Yeah,
no, something's not.
I think she realized that I was struggling, and she told my mama. And what happened was she switched up my books. So the books she would give us in class to read.
Right.
She switched mine up and give me a different book for when I go home. But she
Okay.
had already told my mama to
So she
watch
already
out.
yeah. Mom and teacher was in cahoots. Like, we're
Yeah.
gonna get this straight. Yeah.
And my mama
right,
realized,
correct.
my mama was like, my baby really can't read.
Wow.
So it was like,
Okay.
for me,
Mm-hmm.
it was scary because
Right.
I didn't know what was gonna happen.
Right. Correct.
You
Correct.
have, kids are cruel.
I was just getting ready to say.
Yes.
So at that moment, you felt different.
Yeah, I felt different. I felt ashamed.
Yeah.
Because everybody else was reading.
And
what's
you're trying
wrong
to
with
what's wrong with
me?
me? Yeah. Did you have any friends that found out, or classmates? Because I know at that moment
It was only one classmate that found out, but she kept my secret.
she did. Okay.
Yes, and we went through school together.
Wow.
And my teacher got me into a Title I program that Elvis
Okay.
had.
Okay.
And in that program, they would help me read, understand. We would do computer programs. I had to read out loud. I had a tutor. So I went through elementary school all the way up into 6th grade, which I actually graduated from 6th grade.
Okay. Okay.
And that was good. And it was a challenge for me because I had to stand in front of everybody and give this speech to one of our teachers. So, yeah, she put me on spot to do that, which it wasn't bad, and I was kind of nervous, but I still had my friends, and I have these 2 guys that I grew up with. We went all through school with, and they was with me, so I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
And it was something that, because I prepared that speech, I was okay because I knew what was on there. I knew I could remember.
Yeah.
I rely on my remembers to get me through it.
Right. Correct.
So it was good. It was cool.
But your teacher, that's wonderful because it really was preparing you. I see that was the start of your journey.
Yes, it
really,
was.
right then, that was the start.
That was
of
the
it.
start of a new thing for me.
Yeah. So
Because
how was high school for you? Really? So that
high
was,
school.
How was that?
High school was different because I actually had a tutor. I couldn't go to the Title I program because that was only for elementary.
Yeah.
So once I got into high school, I had a tutor, and it was challenged because I was like, okay, I'm in high school. I should know how to read. I should know how to do certain things.
Wow.
So I went in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade. And it seemed like 10th grade, between 10th and 11th grade is when something clicked in me.
Okay.
And I'm like, and my tutor was like, you're doing well. She would give me things to read. And it's just like, she said, here go a book. And I stood up in front of a lot of my peers. And I read just a little portion, a paragraph. And people don't realize just a paragraph.
For you,
For
that
me,
was yeah.
that was awesome.
that was huge. Something that you
was
had to
a
overcome.
major milestone for
correct,
me.
Correct.
And she was like, you did it. And I mean, I didn't stumble.
Right.
So I was like, what? And it's like,
so that
okay,
gave you some confidence, I'm
that's
sure.
When the confidence kicked
yeah.
in for me.
Yes.
Like, okay, you can do this.
Yeah.
And I went on 12th grade year. I was in the JAG program. I went to Volunteers American. I went to talk about AIDS. I did a lot of
so
things.
So now here you are.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're out in front of people now.
It was the confident.
Yes.
I started gaining confidence in myself.
That's beautiful.
To keep on going.
Okay.
But it was a challenge.
Okay, yeah.
It was a challenge. So nonetheless, I graduated.
Yes.
Graduated from high school.
So now, because we're sitting here, you all are listening. My guest here, she is a published author. We're sitting self-published. That's right,
Yes,
self-published author, and we are sitting here. She has 3 books on the table, but she went from not knowing how to read, comprehend, to all the way now you're building confidence and you want to go to school. Because I really want those that are listening. Now you're thinking about college, so that confidence is there.
Yeah.
Did you at one point think, well, I don't, or should I say this? We know you went to college, you've gotten your degrees, but when you were that girl in 4th grade, did you ever see that even being possible? Was college even in your future?
My future, I felt like was, I'm going to be in a project.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's where you grew up?
I grew up in a Desire Project.
Okay.
And
Wow.
I felt like that was it for me.
Yeah.
And backstory, my mom like, oh, my poor baby not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, because she probably
and it's like this little thing now. And I was like, oh, remember you said I was gonna be home with a bunch of babies and you babysat. And
well, look at me now, Mama.
And I'm like, oh, where your grandchildren are? I was like, the house is quiet.
That's wonderful.
So
because some people do get caught in that vicious cycle. We get caught in it, and not because many times we want to, but it's just
we can't make it.
Yeah, it's just what's coming at you, and you might not have that teacher. You might not have that friend that knows a weakness about you that really is still supporting you. Yeah, really, and it's unfortunate because some people do get caught in that
environment.
But you broke out.
No, because I had my mom and my dad.
Okay.
My dad was always encouraging me, like, you can do it. My daddy was in the army, so he always had that drive.
He was a little militant. Was he?
No, he wasn't mean.
Militant, like kind of he was strict, or kind of set
especially when it came
place.
down to me bettering myself.
Yeah,
like, we're not gonna stay here. We not gonna, we gonna move on.
Yes.
And now my dad used to always tell me, you beautiful, you smart. Like every day, my dad used to put that in me. Like, okay, you
those
beautiful.
affirmations,
right?
Building
he was
you
like,
up.
you beautiful, you smart, you can do anything. And when my first year of college at Delgado, and I told him, I said, Dad, I'm going to college, and he was like, all right,
you can do it.
Get it.
Yeah.
It was like, let's get it. At least you're not gonna be in the house with me. And my daddy was this jokester, but I know, like, because he was an army person, you will never think that he didn't show emotions, but I knew he cared because every morning he got up to encourage me. I love you. You're beautiful. Like those words my daddy give to me every morning. Yeah. And
here it is now, you remember. And
and because even the day he died, it was always I was always his baby. Yeah. And going to college was terrifying for me. My first semester, it was terrifying for me because I was scared because I didn't know what to expect. But because I started working in they have this program where you can work on the campus. So I was working in a disability office. Okay. And working in a disability office, I knew I could get a reader through that program. And
so you're still, wow.
And she helped me to get the reader and
that's
everything.
Wonderful.
Which was a great thing for me. Yeah. Because it was like I had this English class and I had this math class.
So you still had some of those, some of the fears from the past.
It was just,
it
was the fear, but it was also to help me. Yes. Not to bring me down. It was always to help me. Even, dating, I could talk about being shamed. Yeah. I was in a relationship to the boy. I thought the boy, he told everybody around the project. So
spread rumors.
He was like, we had sex and it was the shaming. So I experienced those things, but once I got in college, it was different. And me and him kind of mend that relationship, and unfortunately, he passed away. Yeah, but I'm glad we was able to mend that relationship.
Right, correct. So the journey here. It's a book to encourage. Yes, it's more women and men.
Yes.
Young and old.
Old, yes.
Correct.
And especially for kids.
Okay.
Because I experienced something young. And
Okay.
a lot of our kids
Mhm.
experience those shortcomings. And especially, I have 2 godchildren. Matt is, they they horrible in math. So,
They're going to get better. They're going to get
yes,
better.
and they have, one of them graduate, which I'm
Uh-huh.
thankful. And she's on one of my books. So I'm glad but the journey, at first I didn't have a name for my book.
Yeah. So
And I was thinking
tell
about it. And I was like, the journey. And I have a business partner. Her name is Yvonne Wilcox.
Okay.
And she's in Texas. And I was like, what about the journey? She was like, what, Erica? I was like, the journey. Because it's my journey.
Yes, correct.
So this
Yes.
going to be the journey.
Right.
That's
correct.
what we going with.
Right.
And the journey stuck. And it was like, okay, I'm going to go with this. And I went with the journey.
So let me back up for a second. So when did you realize that you even wanted to? Did anything come to you? You just realized everything that I went through. Okay, I need to put this.
I wanted
just
to
write
share
it
that
out.
story.
Oh, definitely, you wanted to share.
It
You
was-
made up your mind at
Actually,
that point.
half of that's my diary.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, was it journaling that you
Yeah.
just said, you know what, I
Yeah.
need to put this into a book form? Because sometimes
Right.
that's how it starts. You just start journaling.
I was like, and the first half of my life, me and my mama kind of did that together.
Okay.
Because she gave me some info, and that was like helpful to me.
Yeah.
So
right.
we did that together, which I'm happy that we was able to work together on it. I'm glad, but the journey is my journey. It's my life.
So what would you tell, like, if somebody's listening right now, or go back and watch the replay, somebody that could be struggling in school, or a young person right now that's having issues, or a parent that's watching, and as I said, here you are, you hold a master's degree.
Yeah, I
now.
have
You've
my
gone all the
MBA,
way
yes,
through. So
in
and
leadership.
that's a wonderful testimony.
It is.
What would you tell someone? I mean, what words would you say to them that somebody's thinking, you know what, I'm sitting in this slump and I'm in this particular
I'm not gonna get it.
situation.
I would say never give up.
Mm-hmm.
Never give up on yourself. And it's going to be hard, but you can do it.
That's the but. Yes.
And that's the big but. You can do
Yes.
it no matter how hard it get, what tight space you get in. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a little hard work.
Right.
But you have to put in the work to get to where you at. Because every day now, I'm still putting in the work.
That's good.
Because it's hard.
So look, so we're going to talk about a little bit of that hard work and what it took to not push one book out, but 2 books. And you got a podcast going on.
Yes.
She got some wonderful things, y'all. We're going to talk about a little bit more of that. But listen, we're going to take a quick break. But I want to also remind you all, listen, that we are doing some wonderful things here at Let's Live Radio. We are partnering with the executive, I'm going to say it wrong, with the executive offices here at the plaza.
Yes,
And
the executive suite.
thank you, Kelly. She got to help me out. The executive suites. And so what we are doing, we have selected the Covenant House, a wonderful organization here in the city where we want to do something positive. So we are actually going to be raffling off. For those of you who know, a couple of weeks has been following us, we were broadcasting live, and we'll be back up there in the NOLA Skyline Room. Beautiful, beautiful event room that the estimated cost of this room is about $1,200. So what we want to do is we want you to have your next event there. Listen, it could be your birthday party. It could be a wedding reception. It could just be a nice gathering. But listen, we want to go ahead and raffle these tickets off. 100% of the proceeds, listen, they are going to the Covenant House. So what a wonderful way that you can give back. You can get 1 ticket for $5, or you can purchase 3 for $10. You can come down here to 10,001 Lake Forest Boulevard, Monday through Friday, anytime between 8 to 5. Stop in the lobby. You can pick up a raffle ticket, or listen, you could hit me up. You can purchase through me. But we also have a special giveaway today for the 4th caller, because we want to bless you with a raffle ticket. So the 4th caller today, call in with a question or comment for my guest or myself. Listen, 504-294-LIVE. You just might be the lucky winner of having that event in the NOLA Skyline event room. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back at the table with my guest, Erica Roberts. Today we're talking about her story, The Journey. We'll be right back on Rose Table Talk.
Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey, and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts, author of The Journey and Sister, I Got Your Back. Erica shares her personal story of how she overcame health challenges, domestic violence, and so much more to become the woman she is today. On Rose Table Talk at 7 a.m. Listen on the go by downloading Let's Live Radio's free app. We want to know what challenges you have had to overcome, so call in and let us know at 504-294-LIVE, 504-294-5483. Guest author Erica Roberts.
And we are back here at the table on Rose Table Talk. This is Elder Roz again. Thank you all so much for tuning in and joining on today. If you have not, text someone or tag someone, tell them come on and get on and pull up to the table on today. We're having a wonderful conversation. Shout out to all those that have just been supporting and listening. I'm shout out to my hubby. I see he is watching. Good morning, Mr. Woodfox. I'm just so excited because he's behind the scene too, letting your girl do what she does. So I'm so grateful for that. But listen, we're back at the table on today. I'm talking to a wonderful young lady that has a powerful story that will encourage anyone. She is sitting here and she holds a master's degree, MBA. But listen, years ago, it didn't look like the story with her story's not over yet. She's on her journey.
Right.
But here it is in the 4th grade. She found herself trouble comprehending and reading, but you have persevered and you have pushed through. So you went to Delgado, and that's where you got all of your degrees from?
I received my associates from Delgado.
Okay.
And then I went online to Kaplan University and received my bachelor's in business with the concentration of computer information. Awesome. And then I went online again because I was working and taking care of my mom because my mom stopped walking.
Okay.
And I received my master's at Walden University online.
Somebody that at 4th grade
never see this coming.
And you didn't get you got hard degrees. Did you say concentration in business and computer? You didn't get
that was something that because in school, I was going to Upward at Suno, and that's what I worked on, computers.
Okay.
That was everything in my life was computer.
I love it.
Yeah, and it was good for me.
So all the while, you're getting skills. All the while, when the teacher put you out there to read, you're getting training.
Yes,
so that's amazing. I just want somebody to be encouraged because, a lot of times we feel like we don't have anything to offer. We feel like, well, I'm not smart enough or I can't get the degree. But if you really pull back, put in the work. But also, if you kind of look around, your hand is in something. God has given us all some type of gifting.
Right.
And I think that if we just pull back and look at our talents, it's there. So now here it is. You are an author. Did you find, so the first book is The Journey. I want to make sure you all know that. The first book is The Journey, which came out last year, you said?
Yes.
So then the second one is Sister, I Got Your Back. And then the third one is ABC Kids Inspiration. So it's a workbook. I love it. So when you were writing the books, did you find yourself having difficulty writing it? Did it come easy for you?
No, Sister I Got Your Back was something that I did during the pandemic. And it wasn't easy. It was easy for me.
It was okay.
Because I had a few friends that went through certain situations. And I said, well, I'm going to put a book together.
Mm-hmm.
But mind you, I didn't have no plans of doing Sister I Got Your Back
Okay.
because I was still working and I just really didn't have time.
Right.
Because I had a demanding job at the convention center.
Yes.
So I really didn't have time. But the pandemic gave me all the time. So I was able to sit
Yes.
down and thinking and plan it out. And one thing about Sister I Got Your Back, it could have went the other way.
Okay.
But I wanted it to go a way to show that in that situation, being in a domestic violence relationship, this can happen.
Okay.
And it was red flags there, but because she was young, she didn't catch the red flags. She thought that she was loved, and that's what all youngsters go through.
So, Sister, I Got Your Back. And reach your tummy. I want to make sure that everybody can see that here. So, beautiful cover. Sister, I Got Your Back. So, this here is a story of a young girl that was in a relationship, but she experienced some domestic violence issues.
And what I like about Sister I Got Your Back cover is that's my godchild on the front
really?
of it.
Okay.
And she's young, and I wanted to and I told, and people look at, and I was like, those glasses show that I wanted it to show she was a young girl, and she had a black eye, and she was covering that black eye up.
Okay.
So that's why she have the shades on.
Okay.
You know?
Wow.
Yes.
So how did you? So were you? Did you experience
domestic violence?
Yes, because for you to write that,
I was in a relationship for 6 years, and we got into a heated argument, and mind you, my situation wasn't as bad as some people's situations.
Yeah, you were able to get out.
I was able to get out, and not only that, we was together 6 years, and this
did you
happened.
see signs of it in the beginning?
I mean, he would fuss with my mama. If my mama would tell me anything, because we lived together,
right?
And one thing about it, he always helped me with my mama. So if my mama will fuss at me, he'll fuss at her.
Okay,
don't be fussing at her,
right?
You know, and it happened. And I thought it had an age and a number or whatever on domestic violence. And I figured, well, I have a mama and a daddy. That's not going to happen to me.
Yeah, right.
And I found myself in that situation. It was actually New Year's Eve. And I had just had an asthma attack. I was sick that day. So I had just had an asthma attack. And I was out of work. And he left and he came home. And we got into a heated argument, and he pitched the cup of Hawaiian punch at me, and I'm like, "You tripping?" And I was like, "Okay, then." And he know that I'm the type of person, I'm gonna go word for word with you, but don't fool with me. So we had an argument. So I put him out. You know, I did what every girl do. Prop my door open and I throw all your stuff out the door.
Okay. So, one of them kind of, yep.
And my mama know,
yeah.
My mama know I'm the type of girl, don't fool with me.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have
you cross the line. Yeah.
I'm gonna have
I think we all have a trigger, button.
I'm going to have some comeback for you.
Yeah.
And my mama said to this day, I wasn't scared for you. I was scared for him.
Okay.
Because I made several trips to the kitchen. And she already know
I
made
goodness.
1 2 minute
Well, I'm
trip.
so glad you. Oh my goodness. I know what that means. I'm so glad.
She knew I had made 1 2 minute trips to the kitchen, but I sat down. I had to think before I react.
Absolutely.
Because one thing, I could have lost my mama.
I was just getting ready to say.
I could have lost my place.
Absolutely.
If I would have reacted different.
You could have lost your life. You could.
Yeah.
I mean, really, sometimes we don't know when to pull.
You know, it's like he shut the door. And he pinned me up against the wall around my throat. And it's like.
So at that moment, that was the first time it had gotten to that.
That was ever. Like I said, he would fuss with my mama. If my mama fussed at me, he'll be like, don't fuss at her. Now, when you say
fuss, he would actually go in?
He would be like, don't fuss at my baby.
What did you think when you saw it? What did you think anything like, okay, well... Because normally you don't have, well, I don't know. I guess I've never had anybody argue with my mom.
Yeah,
I think that would be kind of bold.
Anything. And that was with anybody. He never. He was always this person that was protected over me.
Right,
we would walk in the store, and one day we was in the store. He stopped a stranger, and he was like, I love that woman right there. Yeah.
But let me ask this. So when he did that, though, later, and then the abuse started coming, I mean, that was, I guess, controlling, too, just wanting you to think that, I don't know the
But it
signs
was
of an
like,
abuser, but that sounds like.
Signs I learned and I step back and I kind of think about the situation. It really wasn't no sign. This was something that happened, and it happened quick on me. And I was like, okay. And if I would have think differently, I probably would have react differently. But I knew I had other responsibilities, and I had to act the appropriate way.
Was it hard for you to? Was that the only one incident? Was it hard for you to end it? Like you knew that
No.
this is.
He went to jail that night.
Okay.
And we went to court and everything. And he got probation because that was the first time.
Okay.
And that was the first time he had gotten in trouble. And actually, he stayed out 2 months. And we actually got back together.
Really? So you? Okay.
Yeah. So we got back together because we felt like we can mend this because this bigger than us.
Okay.
But
okay.
One weekend. We went through the weekend, and it was strange because the weekend was good.
Yeah.
The weekend was excellent. So Monday morning, I got off of work. He cooked breakfast like he always do.
Okay,
Cook me
have
breakfast.
a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make sure
nice little couple.
get me off to work and
Yeah.
everything. And he left.
Okay.
He abandoned me. He left when I went to work. He left. He took all his things and he left. He walked out of my life.
So that's how it ended. So he left.
He left, and I never got an answer.
Wow.
When I went to work, he left, and it was like it set me back because I always thought.
So
I
now
was
you're feeling rejected, or probably
right,
even
and
in a
I thought I
situation
was
like that.
always strong that I can deal with this. Like I went through the thing of dealing with my dad. I'm losing my dad. Mind you, that during this time, I'm taking care of my mom by my brother by myself because my brother was incarcerated.
Okay.
So I'm doing all this, but
And he left you.
that hit me, and it hit me hard because it affected my work. It affected me as a person. And it affected me taking care of my mama.
So looking back on it now, because there's so much, I guess, that you could probably pull from that or speculate from that. Just listening, you all having that altercation, but things would probably be different right now. You never know why he's not there anymore. But I count it as a blessing because, when you really pull back and look at it, because you don't know if that behavior would have come back up.
It could have
You
continued.
don't really know. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
Sometimes in certain situations they come back.
Absolutely.
And the situation get worse.
So you never know. I wonder if he pulled away because he knew he had an issue. You just never really know in this situation, but it worked out for your good.
Right, it did. I was able to go to therapy, get through it, and build myself back up. And I knew I had to keep moving.
So when you wrote "Sister, I Got Your Back,"
I
was just getting ready to say,
and "Sister, I Got Your Back" was something that I wanted to write.
Did you find writing even the journey, and "Sister, I Got Your Back"? When I wrote my book, it took quite a while for me to write it, but I found that it was so much therapy for me. It was a purging because in my book, I just dealt with, very personable issues. I basically put myself on Front Street.
It would make you vulnerable.
Put it out, very vulnerable. And I cried. I got mad. I was on an emotional roller coaster.
That's how it was for me with the journey.
I was just going to say, did you find yourself just kind of purging through that?
It was like,
because you have to relive those moments.
It was like that. It was just a weight.
Okay.
When I did the journey, it was like a weight lifted off of my back because I was just holding on to this and not knowing who could benefit from this.
When you finish writing the journey, because this is the one that's personable.
Yes.
How are you different now? What do you? I know I felt like I got it off my back. It was almost the weight was lifted. It's off my back. And, even at that point, you talked about shame early because I was going through that, shame and the rejection, things that were just not just loving myself, so much that was going on. And I'm writing this book, even still married, dealing with some issues.
Right.
But just the release of it just set me free. It just did something for me. I just thank God. And, and I believe it is helping people. But at that point, it had to help me.
It really
I was to the
does.
point.
The
Thank
journey
you,
did,
Jesus.
like-
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah, it lifted that weight.
Yes,
And
yes, yes.
it was like, and you step back and you're like, dang, girl, you went through all this. It's like,
I'm still here.
what happened? Through all 5 of my relationships, because in the journey I talk about each relationship.
Okay.
But
Absolutely.
because I just went boyfriend number 1, boyfriend number 2, boyfriend number 3. But, and I could say this, in writing the journey, boyfriend number 5 took a lot out of me.
Really?
Boyfriend number 5 sent me back to church.
Wait. She said, "Send me back to church."
It was,
I don't think I ever heard it like
I
that.
was boyfriend
my
number
God.
5 was,
Oh my God. That's on page. No, look.
that's chapter
So
6.
listen,
That's chapter 15.
So listen.
Look,
if
I could tell you that's chapter 15.
Now, if somebody wanted to get, so all of your books, because we're going to talk about even the kids' workbook, how do they get your books? I want to make sure we start putting that out there.
It's on Amazon.com.
Okay.
Or you can hit me up on Instagram at To The Max Records or my Give a Sister a Hug, and I could get your autograph copy.
Wonderful. Now, tell me, now with the Give a Sister a Hug, so you got, how did all that come up? Give a Sister a Hug, is that a women's group? Is that what is behind Give a Sister
Give a
a Hug?
Sister
How did
a
that come
Hug
up?
comes from Sister I Got Your Back.
Okay.
Sister I Got Your Back was about 2 girls. One was isolated from her family, and she met this young lady next door, her and her family.
Okay.
And they became real good, tight friends.
Yeah.
And I know in a lot of domestic violence relationship or any kind of relationship, you need that one good sister.
Yeah.
So that's why I come up with, I said, okay, I'm going to do Sister I Got, Give a Sister a Hug.
Okay.
Because at that time, we still in the pandemic, because all this happened during the pandemic.
right.
So we in the pandemic, and somebody need hugs right now, because domestic violence rate went up, depression, everything,
yeah.
suicide. So I wanted to make this virtual group to where I get on there, we talk about different things,
Okay, so it's
relationship,
virtual.
everything. Just try to bring that and bring that sisterhood back
So
together.
and this is something you do often, where you all get together and meet.
Yeah,
and
once a
encourage one
month.
another? Okay, once a month.
Once a month on YouTube, I actually have a Give a Sister a Hug YouTube page.
Okay, wonderful.
And on there is where I host all my podcast shows.
Yeah.
The Journey Back from Domestic Violence, The Journey of Love and Relationship. And starting in January of 2021, I'm going to have this talk show, me and my co-host, Kim. So, and what the talk show is, I wanted to show other females that we can work together.
Yeah.
And we don't have our egos in place.
Yeah, we're
And
not.
that's,
Don't have
that's
to compete
one
against
thing.
one another. Yeah.
That's one thing I wanted
Wonderful.
to do is bring sisterhood back, because we have, as women, we have so much in common that we really don't know.
Yeah, I think that's powerful what you said, to bring sisterhood back. Yeah.
Because we need that
Yeah,
one.
we
You know,
really
you
do.
never know, you in a situation, you never know how that one sister could pick up the phone and save your day.
Yeah.
You know, we need that one good person, that one good sister to pick up
I always
that
remember
phone
every time
call.
you say that. I had a guest, and shout out to Deanne Renard, author. She talked about that trench friend. I just remembered, that trench friend is the one that's just
Yes.
gonna, be there with you.
Get
and
you
just,
through
I
it.
mean, will pull, I was on the phone with my trench friend this morning. She, call me when you wake up.
Yeah.
Who does that? It's 6:30 in the morning, I'm just checking
Yes.
on you. But, I think that's good, yes, to have
We need
somebody
that.
there. And I'm proud of you, because even with me reaching sisters every day, we got to reach our sisters.
We
You
do.
know, when we come out of something, so many times, we don't have the
We
sisters
don't. We
back.
don't
We just
have-
look at it like, well, you in that situation,
That's
get
your
out the best way you
situation.
can,
Yeah.
knowing
But we
that you
need
just got out.
that
by the-
one
yeah.
person, because you don't know what her escape go.
don't.
Go.
Yeah.
She need that person that and text
Absolutely.
and say, I'm about to make this move.
Yeah.
And you have to be that sister to have her back.
Correct.
Whether
Correct.
in the book that ended bad.
Mm-hmm.
She got killed. She died.
Oh, now listen,
Now,
don't
I
give that
could've-
away. Y'all gotta get the book.
It could have
Wow.
went a different way, but
Oh, my
that's not the way
goodness.
I wanted
and
to
that's,
go.
I love it, and that's not the way. Right? We don't
I
want
wanted
see
to
that
show.
go.
I wanted to show that this can happen.
Yeah, that it literally escalate to that,
That point.
So we need to have one another's
And
back for that.
right,
yeah,
we do
absolutely.
need that one sister. Even not only with domestic violence, with depression, a
Yeah.
caregiver. I'm a caregiver.
Right.
I have to be strong for everybody, but I need that one person.
I'm telling
to say,
you, I'm learning that.
Erica is
I
gonna be
literally
all right.
had somebody tell me, I guess maybe I was walking somewhere one day, and I was on my job, and they were asking the situation. I just said, you know what, I'm pressing. Like it's a lot right now, and I guess they kind of saw it, and they said, you know, it's okay to find a group to talk to.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
And I was like, I said, yeah, I never even thought about that, because just stepping into that world of this is a whole lot, and
It is.
It's easier to talk to someone who's dealing with that. How do you deal with those difficult times, because you're caring for someone, you're seeing the things that they're going through, then you still step back and you have your things that you need to deal with. So, and even through prayer and all of that, it's good to be able sometimes just to relate to somebody that's actually dealing with.
And I
so
mean,
I
even for
commend
me,
you.
it was like I I went from a girl with no responsibility to a
bam.
girl with a whole lot of responsibility
Yeah.
in 24 hours.
That's right.
January 29th, 2010 changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say I'm not saying that, and don't get me wrong, by
Mm-hmm.
no means necessary. I'm not saying that I'm glad my daddy died,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
my daddy that became something to make me who I
Absolutely.
am right now today.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because I had my dad and mama. They did everything.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
daddy took care, even up to when I was 30 years old, my daddy was still fixing me breakfast. My daddy
So
was
you
still
was a daddy's girl.
Yes, my daddy was still, and then I
But
was
that's
the
a beautiful
youngest
thing,
though.
yeah.
And my
That's a
daddy
beautiful
still
thing.
was loving me, still encouraging me,
Yeah.
like telling me I'm beautiful every day, leaving out of work, going for work. But he was there.
But
so,
you know what? That tells me the type of man that he was.
Yeah.
I've heard, and it was somebody, you heard something on the storyline, like if you do your child a disservice, you don't prepare them for your departure. And I think your dad knew that, as far as telling you, go to school, you can do it. You can
Right,
make,
and
he
keep
was
me going.
doing something. So I'm excited. Look like we have a caller that's calling in on this morning. So again, if you have a question or a comment for me or my guest, we love for you to call in 504-294-LIVE. So caller on this morning, are you there?
Good morning.
Can you hear me, caller?
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, good morning.
Yes.
How are you?
I am doing great. I just wanted to call in. I'm listening to the show, and I want to congratulate Miss Roberts. I'm so proud of what she's doing, and it's such a good thing. I'm just thinking to myself, she should take it all over to all the high schools, because to encourage young girls especially that you can do anything if you put your mind and your heart to it. And
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Absolutely.
good morning.
I'm doing great.
No, we're here. I know you hear a little back play. I think we hear it in the background. We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I hear two different
Yeah, I
sounds.
know. I think it's like the little replay.
But
I can hear it going
I
on.
love it, and I just want to let her know I'm proud of her and appreciate all the work she's doing, and keep up the good work, and just take it to all of our young girls and guys everywhere to let them know that they can do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that. I mean, I'm glad that someone's seeing what I do and really appreciate it. So I'm so happy. Thanks for those words. And you could just call me Erica.
Okay. Thank you so much. Y'all have a beautiful
All
day.
right, you
You
too.
too.
Thank you. So thank you so much for calling. And absolutely,
Bye-bye.
you definitely need to push that, because you have a story to be told. So many times we see young girls and they do get caught up into situations
And
and relationships.
where they
yeah.
and not only that is where they come from. Some people feel like because I was raised in a project, that's where I'm gonna be. You don't have to be there.
You just broke that mold. So everybody
Like,
that's
you don't-
yeah,
you don't have
and
to
I'm
be
sure
there.
they got some people that's watching that came from a rough beginning. It might not
Right.
have been the project itself or the
But-
bricks, but listen, they came from some bad situations
Right. And you
and
don't
they
have to
have
stay
broke
there.
that mold. Yeah, and you do not have to stay there. So now, so you got your 2 books out. So tell me about this 3rd book that just literally is hot off the press.
Yeah,
December,
December 4th,
right?
yeah.
December the 4th, and this is geared
ABC.
towards children.
Yeah,
ABC,
the ABC
Inspiration Workbook.
Workbook.
So tell me about, how did this come about? Because you just spitting them out now.
Yeah.
You spitting them out.
because of my shortfalls.
Okay.
And I don't want I don't want our future to be,
Oh, yeah.
experience
Yeah.
that. Is the ABC is about your ABCs.
Okay.
And I have like inspirational words like A for awesome.
Okay.
B is for
I
beautiful.
wonder where that came from. Sounds like your dad to me.
Yeah, and then I'm an awesome person, so I
right.
need them to know that they're
Yes.
awesome. Saying those things to themselves. Like I don't want our future to have shortcomings. Don't get me wrong. I know everybody's gonna fall short,
all
but I
have
want to
different-
say
yeah.
yes. I want to say here, you know, do this, take this, and this is gonna
So
help you.
what age group would that be for? If I can see if I could.
Yeah,
what
I'm
age
thinking
group? It's beautiful.
I'm thinking first grade maybe to fourth because it's maybe ABCs and tracing and stuff
It
like
is
that. And
beautiful. I open it up to one of my favorite words. F is for faith. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. So I'm just looking at it, and it's put together wonderfully, where you actually have the word written out. You have the definition. They can trace it, and then it's a workbook because you want them to create a sentence.
Yes, I
with
want
the
them-
word,
yes.
whether it's faith. I love it. G is for great. So this is beautifully put together. I'm gonna make sure I get one for my grandson. So I love it. So this here is a way that you're even still continuing to give back.
Yeah.
So do you have other books in you? Oh, I know you talked about
I
the
don't know.
podcast.
I
you're
like
getting
this
together.
and I just want to I like this dedication that I wrote.
Okay.
And I just want to share. I
Definitely.
would like to dedicate this book to all the little children who may be like Erica, who has a hard time reading and writing in school. Erica know how hard it can be, but the more you practice and work hard, you'll get better. Look at Erica now. She's a successful book author of 2, so you can do it and know that you're not alone.
That's
Erica's here
beautiful.
with you. Yeah,
Wonderful.
So I just want them to know that, it's
Yeah.
going to be hard,
Yeah.
but you're going to get there, and you
Absolutely.
can.
Yeah. You
And you're
definitely
not
can.
alone. I'm here
No.
with you.
So that is wonderful. So have you been speaking? I mean, most
No,
times
I
with these
haven't.
things
I've been doing a lot of my stuff online.
Mm-hmm.
And every morning I do a daily inspirational.
I've been seeing you Facebook Live, or I've been seeing you out there doing something.
Yes,
on
that's
Facebook.
what
Let's see, look at
I'm
Erica.
doing. I do daily inspirational on my Give a Sister a Hug YouTube page.
Okay.
And I'll post it up. And also I get up in the morning, I might say, hey, you my friend over there.
Yeah.
I know you've been down in that space, but let's get up.
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes
gonna be all
that's
right.
all it takes. Yeah.
That's all.
Sometimes really
And
that's all it takes.
That's
just that
all,
little
because
push.
you just never know who's in that headspace.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could put that out there, that give them some encouragement, say, okay, yeah, I am feeling good, and let them know that my trend is, you're not alone. I'm here with you, because we all going through a little something right now during this pandemic. So there you go.
Yes, we are all going
Yes.
through something. So you said no more books right now. You now no.
No, I'm not gonna do no more books, not right now,
Okay.
because I'm gonna start in January, like I said, the
Yeah, you got some other things
internet-based
coming-
TV
yeah,
show,
right, correct.
talk show rather. And on there, we're gonna talk about domestic violence. We're gonna talk about relationship. I'm gonna also have special guests on there. And basically, I want to show that it's 2 females and we're in 2 different states. We working together. We not letting our egos get in the way, and we just gonna have fun. It's a non-judgment free zone. We're gonna talk about everything that us females we go through. It's not gonna be nothing where I'm gonna judge you. You gonna judge me?
Absolutely,
No,
yeah.
it's judge free.
Judge-free zone.
We're gonna talk about everything, and there's no limits.
Wonderful.
And I
I am
also
really,
just
really
started
proud of
the midweek support group.
Okay.
On
Now what's
Wednesdays.
that? So, okay.
I do a virtual support group.
Okay.
I don't record anything. It's just that we get together, some ladies, whoever, I'll put it out there, and we get together. We talk about what we going through. It's on a Wednesday, and I know hump day we have so much. Monday and Tuesday is hard. So Wednesday we get together, talk about what's going on. We may have somebody that's dealing with something. Okay, you have sisters to talk about it. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to get through it, because we got to get through Thursday and Friday.
Yeah.
So that's what Wednesday for. Wednesday, the Wednesday support group is to support one another, whoever going through something.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to go through something. Just a little fun place just to get away, because I know some of us have kids. So, leave the little ones alone for a
Yeah.
while and just focus on you.
I think that's
So that's
good
what Wednesday, Wednesday
to
support
create
group
that
for.
space, because
Yes.
like our lives have changed so much, and we
Yes.
were even asking a question to our callers. Really, how has your life changed? What are you doing different? I remember at the beginning of the pandemic when we really saw, okay, we're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah,
I
like
remember-
it's like, are you serious?
yeah,
Where are you?
I remember texting my I remember texting my family because I was taking care of my mom, so I was with her, living with her, and we have this family group text, and I was just letting them know, hey, you know what, we still can be productive. You know, we still
Right.
have purpose. So whatever the situation might be, maybe it is to go back to school online, read a book,
Yeah.
do something. But I was just encouraging them because I saw, you know, in that moment, you know, you really could let all of the outside factors kind of come in and deter you. But I was just pressing, you know, listen, we
Press it
got to do
through.
something. Like something's going to be accomplished. You know,
Right.
we're not going to sit here and come out of here in a worse situation. We're coming out better. And I
yeah.
see that's what you did. You pushed out, you know,
Yeah.
your book. So you got to come out better when those circumstances hit you. And I think that's, you know, what are you trying? That's what you're trying to get across in the journey. Listen, you had some major milestones
Yes.
that you have
A lot.
overcome, you
Yes.
know, and even with Sister I Got Your Back, sometimes then we get through that, we find ourselves in relationships and we just need somebody to encourage us, or there's some child that's sitting there right now, but we got to keep pushing and we got to keep
You
encouraging
can't,
others.
like I say all the time, it's not going to be an easy day because it's not always easy for Erica. It's a work.
Yeah.
Because I got to work hard to get to where I'm at, and it's a push. Every day is a challenge. You know, every day is something.
Through
But I got to
everything.
keep my head up.
What is the one thing that I guess was the what are you the most proudest of? I mean, I know it's so much. If you could pinpoint it on anything, you've written your books, you've overcome, you know, some learning challenges. Is there anything when you sit back and you see where you are now? I know you're most grateful, and we talked about you know, just really how God just can just use you. So what are you most grateful for when you sit back? Is there one thing, you know, of where you are now, looking at where you came from?
The person who I become.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm a different Erica.
You're different, Erica.
Yeah, like Erica.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
You're a different Erica. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like I say, if my daddy wouldn't have died, I don't think I'd be here. You know, that was a big old thing for me because I had to take on a major responsibility.
Yeah.
Taking care of my mom. That was
Yeah.
a big responsibility.
Yeah.
And the next thing was, for me, getting baptized 2 years ago.
Tell me about that.
That was a
that
life-
was one of the when we first
That was
talked.
boyfriend number 5 sent me back to church.
Yes.
Like, it was a lot.
Well, we gonna thank God for boyfriend.
Yes, we
five
is.
sent
We
you
not
back.
gonna even go. We not gonna be mad. But getting baptized was a big thing for me because my old self fell apart.
Absolutely.
I went
Yeah.
up on Thanksgiving,
Uh-huh.
and it seemed like everything just fell apart.
Uh-huh.
Everything. When I say
Yeah.
everything, relationship, everything was going wrong.
Yeah. Right.
But I had to really sit down and say, okay, he gotta bring it down to build me back up. So when I got baptized, it was like, okay.
Life
I
was
was
new.
scared. Like, I'm scared because this different. And me, when I'm doing something different, I'm a little scared. But I knew that this was the right
God was
move.
calling you to do that. Yeah. You accepted Christ.
And
exactly.
I mean, it was when I said Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
that Thanksgiving, when I say everything crumbled for me, when I took that leap of faith and walking up there saying, I'm gonna give my life
Exactly.
over.
Yes.
It was everything fell apart. Everything. When I say everything was falling apart.
Right. Oh no, I could believe
And
it.
I had to step back and I was like, all right, God, I don't know,
Yeah.
but I know some change
He was
right
see
here.
you at a ready state right there. See, when you get
Yes.
to that point where it's like, okay, you know what, this is it.
And a
I've
lot of
tried everything.
and
God,
I'm not gonna even sit here and say I know everything.
right? No,
But I know that he was just tearing everything down because I wanted a new beginning. I knew I wanted that new beginning.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to do that because I wanted a change.
absolutely.
I didn't want to keep
because you saw
living-
how things were going. Yeah,
Right,
how
I
things
didn't
were
wanna keep, like,
absolutely
no.
right.
I gotta make this change. And when I walked up there, when I say everything crumbled, and I mean everything crumbled
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Everything that day. But when I got baptized that Sunday, I felt so much better.
Yes, I'm
Like
sure.
I said,
I
now I
know
don't
you
know.
did.
I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Because
Why
it's
you
still
taking
you're a
me?
babe. Yeah, absolutely right. You're a babe now. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and you're trying to understand what's happening. But look at what God has done, and
Yeah.
that right there is the
Oh
testimony.
yeah,
Because
like
the fact that you're saying here now, you went through life without Christ. So, now God was always there, and
but I
he'll
didn't
take us
understand it
exactly.
though.
He'll take us through situations and you
Yeah.
don't know what's going on. But I'm so glad that because he's been calling you and calling you and calling you.
And I was like, well, I'm like, okay, why you ain't hit me up early? Because I could have made this long time.
I think
But
he
you-
was. I think
But
he
I
was.
think because I wasn't there,
Absolutely. We want to do
and
things our way. Yeah,
and
of
it was
course.
like,
We want to
okay,
do
I
things
had to
our
go
way.
through all this.
Yeah.
But going through all that make Erica, um, this Erica like this. She can sit down and she think before she react these days.
Absolutely.
Erica like
Because it's not Erica now. You're not the Holy
No,
Spirit is guiding
no,
you. Yeah.
Erica-
Oh, it's different. Yeah.
yes,
Because
it is.
yeah,
Like,
absolutely,
Erica
it's
just this
different.
person
Yeah.
that want to listen to people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Erica, this person that just free, like she can do it. She
Amen.
knows she can do it.
Yes.
No matter what it is.
That's the power of the Holy
she could get
Spirit.
up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's
Yes.
hard, but
Yeah.
she get up and she do it.
And see, that's the difference, for somebody even on today. You might not look. I don't want to turn into church, but guess what? It's church.
Right.
You might not be saved on today, but I could definitely testify. I think every born again believer, that's listening here on today. We go through situations, and yeah, life will hit rock bottom for some people sometimes. And when you turn and make that turn, and it is. It's the unknown. You really just don't know.
I didn't know because
But,
I was like,
yeah, you
everything
don't
just,
know.
wait, what's going on?
Yeah, but
At
when
first,
you
I
step
didn't
into
understand.
it, absolutely.
Especially when I made that, I said, okay, I'm supposed to feel good because I done made this walk. But everything crumbling. And I had this one girl in church I met, and she called me, I'm sister. And I was like, what's going on? She said, Erica, he got to break you down. And I was like, why? Why?
I believe it's and sometimes we think, oh, why God is doing this to me? And God will use situations. I was sharing with someone just on yesterday, and she was in a state of feeling, well, it's because I did XYZ, now God is punishing me. But I had to remind her, and I just want to remind somebody today that God loves you. And God is, he's not punishing us. You know what? He took the punishment out on Jesus over 2,000 years ago. So no, he's not, okay, I'm gonna bless you at 7:00 a.m. and you mess up, and then at 8:00 I'm gonna take the blessings back.
No,
That's not the God I serve. But
he gonna give it to
but
you again. You got
he
new mercy.
will. Yes, every day
Day.
grace is there. But thank God for the new mercy every day. And the situations that we go through, God will use it, and that's when the Bible says that he'll all things work together for our good. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's really so we don't want to give God a bad rap because he does.
Oh,
He
no.
uses everything, and I love that because that's how the enemy tricks us. Like, now I done gave my life to Christ. I done got baptized, and all this stuff is happening.
I said I'm not gonna give up.
But it's a
I'm
part of the journey.
Yup, that's my journey.
That's your journey. That's what I
And
love about it.
I like it. It's
That's your
like
journey.
even though I say I talk about boyfriend number 5 bad, but
Yeah, this
but
boyfriend number 5.
he-
What did he?
but and at the end of the day, I love him to death, love him to pieces. But it's a lot. It's every relationship taught me a whole lot.
Oh yeah, it taught you a lot about who you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And
Yeah.
now Erica, like, I love people. I want to love people, but sometimes you gotta love people hard because God loved us. So why not love?
Through all our mess, exactly.
Our little mess we go through.
And that's what's beautiful about it, that, once you give your life to Christ, as we were talking before the break, before we even went live, Eric and I were just sharing and how, just being able to love the unlovable.
Yeah.
And, where you might not have had compassion, God will give you compassion to be able to reach
Some
out
of
to
these
love
people.
others, because you know what you do if you just turn that mirror and look at yourself. You know what? I was that one that was unlovable. I was the one that had issues. Me still got issues. I was the
Right.
one that, attitude might not be right every day.
No.
But even through all of that, you know what God is saying? You the apple of my eye. I love you,
Right.
girl. And I
And
think
get
that,
up.
and that's how you
Get
can
up,
just
keep going,
yeah,
oh girl.
the grace that he has given to us, we can
So, yes.
turn around. So, Erica, I just want to thank you for wrapping
problem.
everything up to coming on the show. But listen, I want you all to support this young lady, Miss Erica Roberts. Listen, she is the author of 3 books, The Journey, Sister, I Got Your Back. She also has a children's workbook. It is ABC Inspirations, listen, to teach our young kids. So what she's doing, she has taken everything that she's going through and now she's giving back. She's paying it forward. God has given her purpose, and we want to support that. So you have a website again? I want to make sure the book's available on Amazon.
On Amazon, and if you want an autograph copy, just hit me up on IG at To The Max Records, or my give a sister a hug, and just DM me.
Absolutely.
Hit me up on Facebook at Erica Roberts. So either way, you have a way to get in contact with me, because
Absolutely.
I'm all over.
She's all over. And just
yeah.
a bubbly spirit at 6:30 in the morning. I was getting out the car. Eldora! Just a bubbly spirit. So I love that. So listen, make sure you even on today, tell somebody about her story and share it. I'm laughing. Somebody said, praise God for boyfriend number 5. I'm looking at the comment. Somebody,
Chapter number 15.
That's chapter number 15. Yeah, we gonna thank God for boyfriend number 5. See, God will use it all.
He
but
probably listen
you all, just go ahead and let somebody know. Listen, if you know somebody that wasn't up, say y'all need to go back and check out Erica Roberts' story on Rose Table Talk. It's a powerful testimony. This young lady has come from facing the odds of some challenges, some sickness. Listen, she got out the bricks, out the project, and there's many other people testimony. But listen, we all have some things that we dealt with. She went from not being able to read and comprehend, now possessing a master's, and is an author and doing great things. So I am just proud of you and can't wait to hear some other things that are going on. I'm definitely going to be following and checking you out, but I want you all to support her. But
yes.
Listen, we're going to wrap on up you all. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful month here for me at Rose Table Talk. We had some phenomenal guests. We're probably going to be back in the new year, but again, I'm just so grateful for all the love and support as we've come back these last couple of months. And we still, listen, whatever you're dealing with on today is December the 21st. But I just want to encourage somebody that it's still not too late. That I know that 2020 might not have gone maybe the way that you wanted it to go. But can I remind you that God is sovereign, that he is still on the throne. And God can pull it out and make the miracle happen. He can heal the body, restore the relationship, bring the child back home, give you the promotion, listen, the job, the business. He can do all that. Guess what? In this last little week that he has left, I love the God that I serve can do it at 11:59 on December 31st. So
yes.
I just want to leave you all with that, just to know whatever it is. In the words of my guest, Erica said, don't give up.
No.
Whatever it is, listen, don't give up, because God has got your back, and there is somebody there, listen, that's ready to help you get to the next level. So as we're going to close out in prayer on today. So wherever you are on today, if you will, why don't you join in with us? Father, we love you. We bless you. And we just praise your name once again, God, for this beautiful day that you have given to us, God. And we thank you for being right here at the table with us on today, God. And Father, we thank you, God, that you were in the midst of it, Lord. But God, we ask that even now as we leave this place, God, wherever we go on today, God, we ask, God, that our light would shine before men, that they will see our good works and glorify you, our Father, which is in heaven. You get the glory out of our lives. You get the glory out of everything that we do, God. And let us be able, God, to encourage someone along the way, God. So we give you praise, glory, and honor for everything that you have done, what you are doing right now. But God, we stand in tiptoe anticipation of what you are going to do in these next few days of 2020, God, as we step, God, into a new season, God. So we bless you, we praise you, we magnify you, and we give you honor in Jesus' name. Well, this is Elder Roz closing out for 2020 on Rose Table Talk. I cannot wait. We got some wonderful things planned for you coming up in the new year. If you have not, like us, follow us. Listen, you know all of that. That's how you're going to keep up with us. But listen, walk in purpose, walk in victory. We love you.